Hello. So this is hopefully, I know I said this yesterday, but this is hopefully the last day where I'm doing reduced videos. I've mostly recovered. I'd say I'm at 85, 90%, feeling pretty good. I was even able to work out yesterday, but I just don't have time. It's the weekend and it's already 5 p.m. here and I haven't done any of the videos. So for that reason, I'm doing the condensed single video today, and in a couple hours, I'll start recording for tomorrow. So that's just kind of how it is today. Before I get started, I'd like to thank the following members who started a new month. Thank you to Bailey Richardson, It's Me Flamey, King Eeyore, Lothar Fox, Marnie, Oakley Dokley, and Brittany Owen. All right. So we're going to do Wordle, we're going to do Connections, and Minute Cryptic. And then look forward to tomorrow where all the other games come back. All right. So yesterday we spun the wheel and it told us to start with trace. All right, just an A in the middle. So T, R, C are gone. Common letters left, S, L, N. So I think like slant is no good because there's no T, but something like that. Slink. I think slinky is a word, but I don't know about slink. Slink is a word. Sling. Actually, I don't mind slang too much. I'm also wondering if there's like an SNA snail. I think I want the vowel today. I think two vowels on the follow-up is usually a pretty good strategy, and then common consonants. Let's go for it. All right, well, still just the A. So I got rid of the common consonants. The sort of next here are going to be like P and H. At this point, because all the common consonants are gone, we should be fairly limited. Wondering for like an OA, or are we a QUA? Like, can't do quack or quake. Actually, I'm not seeing any. Again, common letters are gone. That really reduces options. All right, there may be something, but I'm not seeing it with QUA. Anyway, what about GUA then? Like guard? No. Okay, let's go. Is there an OA? We could do something like foamy. That's not bad. Let's try that. Nope. Okay, can I get some letters, please? I think it's all A's. Oh, it's not accepted. Okay, weird. There could be more than one A for sure. We could also have a U somewhere, but I feel like the only place to really put a U, I guess we could put it on either side of the A, but I don't see a GUA or a QUA. Maybe I should look a little closer for that. Ooh, you know what would have been a fun guess is dough, but that's gone now. No O. Let's look at AU. Is there an AU? It just doesn't seem like the right location for it, especially with what we have left. Huh. What a word today. Probably should try to get a P at some point. Well, if we had more than one A, we could do A's in any of these spots. I don't think in all three, but it just seems like we don't have a lot of opportunity for double consonant, except maybe PH or WH. PH doesn't. I don't know how many 5-letter words start with PH, but it can't be that many. WHA. Don't see it. Huh, tough one today. So I'm thinking starting with A. Like avast. What could it be? Awash, no S. Awake, no E. I don't think we could put a U here, could we? Still doesn't look very good. Agad. Like I can't even make a word. So what about A like this? And again, I'm willing to use the U. Maybe we start with U. What if we do something like this? Can't be un or like something like usual. Like no US, no UN. Could be up. Hmm. Really, really tough to think of anything to guess here. If I had anything to guess, I'd guess it. Like, I'm not picky at this point. I just can't think of anything. P, is P involved? Pwa. It's tempting to guess guard as a filler or something like that. Probably want to get a P in there, but like do a filler where I reuse a gray, which hard mode allows you to do. It's just a little silly. I feel like we have like only a few words left, maybe even just one word left, but I just can't find it. What about a B? Is a B involved? Like ABA? It's just so hard with 4 empty slots and not knowing if the A repeats. Could it be AUB? I can't help but think that there's a QUA I'm missing. Quad? Quap? Quack? Quad? I want to do quack. Quaz? Quack. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Guava. Oh my god, that took forever. What I was thinking of was QUA and then ending in A, and then I immediately thought of guava. Is quokka a word? Isn't that an animal? I might not be spelling it wrong though. The quokka animal. Yeah, okay, that's 2 Ks though. QUOKKA is very cute. Here. I don't know how well this is gonna show up on whatever capture I use, but that's a quokka. Very cute, but it has an extra K in it, so it's also QUO, not QUA. All right. Well, why don't we spin the wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word is? Wow. So it was GUA. I just didn't think of guava. Khaki. And it's kind of funny to get khaki as a suggestion because that's another word that's extremely hard to think of when playing Wordle. All right. This is suggested by Gage Taylor 2. So if you'd like to follow along, tomorrow we'll be starting with khaki. And I think we're going to learn something a little bit interesting about Ks, but you'll have to tune in to find out. All right. Let's just see how people did today. I wonder if the average number of guesses is high today. 4.1. I mean, not. I was actually thinking it might be a little higher. Give me a 98 skill, so I didn't mind my guesses too much. 3,589 people started with trace. Plank being the most common follow-up. Interesting. Snail is. I'm not the only one, but it's not that popular. Got plank and plane, spank, Spain. No, slain. Sorry, slain. Shank. So slain is more popular than snail, even though it's the same letters. Slaying, bland, blink. It gave me a 94 for snail. It prefers slain, so that L and N placement makes a difference. All right. It liked foamy. Foamy is exactly what it would have guessed, or guava. We were down to, what were we down to after this snail here? Green. Actually, I think what we can do is we can go to the next one and just. We were down to foamy, guava, and quaff. Ooh, I didn't think of quaff. The drink. All right. But foamy is, I mean, it just says go for one of the answers. Just don't go for quaff because it's a little bit less common, I guess. I disagree with that. I mean, if it's a possible answer, it's a possible answer. But anyway, cool. Give me 99 for foamy and then 99 for guava because it was literally the only answer left. Just guava. All right. It does clasp trade guano. Isn't that like bat poop? And then guava. All right. We have only a 0.2% cheater rate today. Guava. 0.8%. Trace is 15th place. All right. Only 1.4% guava. So we have a lot of words people were guessing before guava, which makes sense. 16.6 on turn 3. 61.6 on turn 4. And just so people know, it actually says share for solution includes guesses from previous turns. So just for the solution, anyone who guessed that got the correct answer on previous turns are added into this percentage. That's why the percentage always grows. You'll never see that percentage go down. 93.2% and then 98.8%. So we have a 98.8% success rate today on hard mode. People losing on Guana, Guard, Gubba, Gumma, Gutta. So a lot of people had GU something something A and just couldn't figure it out. Even if they figured out that the A repeated here with Guana, they still lost. All right. Well, let's just keep moving. Let's move on to connections. We are finding 4 groups of 4. We've got Outcast, Salt and Pepper, Blondie, and so these are like music groups, but I know Outcast spells their name with a K, don't they? Interesting though. Teddy Bear, Distinguished, Black Sheep, Rough Riders, The Far Side, that's a comic strip, Bull Moose, Bloom County, Silver, Peanuts, another comic strip, Misfit, Flecked. I don't know what Flecked is. Fleck. It doesn't ring a bell. Reject and Big Stick. Oh, we got some interesting words today. I do wonder if we have like newspaper comics, The Far Side and Peanuts. The problem is I don't know enough about newspaper comics to tell you what else would be. Like if you told me Bloom County was the name of a comic, that would completely align. I'd be like, sure, fine. How about Bull Moose? Yeah, sure, why not? So I don't know. Now Blondie is spelled like the band, but Outcast isn't. I'm pretty sure Outcast is a K. I could be wrong. Salt and Pepper, isn't it like Salt and Pepper? Like at the N has an apostrophe. The Black Sheep. So like the black sheep of the family is like the person who's like different than everyone else, kind of looked down on. So the misfit, yeah. So we have a misfit, a black sheep, a reject, and an outcast. Okay. Let's just lock these in today. Let's not try for purple. Yeah, it's yellow. One who doesn't fit in. But why is salt and pepper hyphenated? Maybe these are like colors of hair. What would be the 4th hair color? I'm not seeing it. Teddy bear. What is Big Stick? The only thing I know about Big Stick is that there was some president who has some quote involving a big stick. Like, huh. I can't remember which president or the full quote. But like something something carry a big stick. Rough Riders, Far Side, Peanuts, Silver. I still think these could be hair colors. Like my beard is salt and pepper beard. It's getting more salt and less pepper these days. But distinguished. Maybe we should think about distinguished. And then Rough Riders. I could see that being comic. I wish I knew more about comics at this point. It's been a long time since I read any newspaper comics. I did like The Far Side. I like Peanuts to an extent. Yeah, so maybe Flecked is another. Let's try this. Salt and pepper, silver, blondie, and Flecked. Maybe for hair colors. That's one away. Okay. Wonder if I feel like blondie might not fit in with that. Because these are kind of more adjective-y, whereas blondie is like nounified. And those are all words. Adjective-y and nounified are perfectly valid words. Distinguished. Let's try it. Descriptors for graying hair. There we go. Bull moose. My problem is some of the, like, I don't know, maybe Blondie is a comic. So I have to figure out which of these is a comic, or I have to figure out what the other category is. We got Big Stick, Teddy Bear, Rough Riders, Bloom County, and Bull Moose. I think there was a Bull Moose party, wasn't there? Although I'm thinking bear and moose could be together. Just use the second word. Or we could be using bull only. Bloom County Bear. I'm not sure how it works. I only have three options for our fourth comic, and that's if Blondie's correct as a comic. I still think it was the Bull Moose Party. And then teddy bears are from the Teddy Roosevelt. Are these things associated with Teddy Roosevelt? Bull Moose, Teddy Bear, and Big Stick? So only you have two guesses to do, Bloom County or Rough Riders. These are probably things, it was probably Teddy Roosevelt who had the Big Stick quote. In which case, I think he might have been Bull Moose Party. I don't know. But let's see if he's from Bloom County. Nope. Okay. Maybe he's a Rough Rider. There we go. Associated with Theodore Roosevelt. There we go. And so these are going to be comics, newspaper comics, classic comic strips. All right. I told you, if you told me Bloom County was a comic, I'd believe you. But all right. Yeah, I just had to use some mistakes to get them correct. This one's kind of tough, isn't it? The problem is there's two kind of more obscure trivia categories. Like you got to either know a good amount about Theodore Roosevelt, or you got to know a good amount about classic comic strips. And then this is like description for graying hair is actually kind of tough for a green. I think yellow is fine. So I'm going to give this a pretty high difficulty. Let's give it a 3.5. And I think we have a 60% solve rate. Let's see if that's right. They gave it a 3. Okay, that's still pretty high for them. Oh, we've got a sheep that's got graying. It's graying over time. Okay. Salt and pepper sheep. All right, let's see how people did. 75. Okay, well, that's much higher than I thought. So not as difficult as I thought. Interesting. We got our Teddy Roosevelt lore is more well known. Let's see. Looks like it. In fact, green was harder than blue. Okay, it's probably the comic strips that are more well known than I thought. All right, that makes sense then. But people who lost got yellow and nothing else. It seems like maybe green. So it's kind of an interesting situation here. But it's like losing games didn't know those two, the blue and the purple that I was talking about. You got to kind of just have to know it. Just like historical facts rather than language knowledge, right? That's the difference. All right. What are people? People are really just trying to figure out blue, purple, and then putting Blondie in with hair colors is definitely a common thing. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, how did you do on that? Let's move on to Minute Cryptic. This clue is by James and Ollie. Looks without blinking, end in tears, tears, tears. All right. So any one of these could be tears instead of tears. In the actual, obviously in the surface reading, it's tears, tears, tears. But when we're actually dealing with these words, they could be tears, which might be an indicator. Let's see. Looks without blinking. So blinking end could be a G. But there's nothing without the G. Nothing to remove the G. I was thinking without being a deletion indicator, N being last letter. And then in. Okay, in has a few meanings, unfortunately. So we have to consider all of them. One is insertion. So you take whatever's to the left of it and you put it in whatever's to the right of it. So you know, whatever the word is, split it apart and somewhere stick the other one in it. The other option is that it's a hidden word indicator where we're supposed to look for, say, within tiers or something. We're supposed to look for something inside there. That's our answer. I'm wondering if like this is our definition and it's actually supposed to be tears. So like, you know, for example, if rips was the answer, tears could be the definition. It's obviously not, but that's just trying to explain what I'm thinking here. And so in which case looks would have to be whatever's without the blinking or without the blinking end. And then in tears or tears? I'm not sure. Could tears be an indicator? Like, would it mean to remove some amount? Or, like, I don't know. I've never seen a tear as an indicator. Is there something in tears? Like steer or something? Ear? Okay, looks without blinking. End. I don't know. Oof, only one par. So one par could mean people aren't taking hints, but it could also mean most people are taking one hint and then getting it. But I'm not seeing it. I wonder if tears would be an anagram indicator. So I wonder if looks without could be our definition. I'm just trying to think, like, blinking end feels like a G. And it feels like we want to insert the G into something. So maybe, but then we have to use all of our tiers. Like, I don't know what looks without would be doing otherwise. But my thought was we need 6 letters. Tiers is 5 letters, and we could stick a G in it. But with that, then we're left with all this other stuff that we're not using. And I was thinking, okay, maybe tears is a anagram indicator. To anagram this, stick a G in it. But then we're not using, still not using these words. I don't know what looks would be doing. All right, I think I need to take the indicator hint. I'm not going to read it yet. End in is one indicator, and tears is the other. So our definition is looks or looks without. What would end in do? Without is not an indicator. Oh, it's just stare? Stairs? Oh. You know, usually the definition isn't what the surface thinks it is, so I didn't even consider that. But looks without blinking is just staring. And all we have to do is anagram tears to stare, and then anagram this. So tears is an anagram indicator. It's anagramming tears to stare, but it's ending in. How are we getting the S? I guess the end of tears is in. Is that how that it? Let me just submit this. Is that how the hint is? Anagram indicator, selector, guiding us to focus on one or more specific letters in the nearby fodder. Okay. So somehow we're basically the end is telling us somehow to pick out the S from this and stick it at the end of this anagram. All right. I mean, I didn't consider looks without blinking as the definition because that's essentially what the surface reading is anyway. But I guess so. All right. Well, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to tomorrow where hopefully we will have all of the videos back to normal. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.